Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA. Ocala.
With the sun and it burns until the day is done.
All right, 25 minutes before 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. It's time for Horse Sense with the Equine Alliance of Marion County. In the studio, Mark Shuffett and Barbara Feitos. And on the phone is Crystal Ferning, and I believe Dory is over there as well, somewhere, wherever they are. Good morning. Good morning to Barbara and Mark.
Good morning. How are you?
And Crystal, good morning to you. Good. Thank you very much. Crystal, you there?
Good morning. We're here. The Dory is here, and we're here with a very handsome gentleman, Brent Fernand. He's related. And
good morning. She's my publicist.
Were you guys going somewhere on a bus?
They're leaving this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all sitting here with our champagne mimosas, and we're getting ready to head down to Gulfstream Park with a lot of people from the industry and a lot of people out of the industry, business owners, farm owners, teachers. There's business owners from the insurance agency, from hotels, from banking. There's a lot of different businesses on this trip, and also went to a similar trip that they did, FTBOA did, to the Tampa racetrack. And this is all in an effort, which is what the Equine Alliance's motto is, which is connect, communicate, and educate. And this is a great way for businesses and citizens to come on these trips and really get a really good look at the horse industry. When we get to Gulfstream Park, there's some side things you can do, like tomorrow morning they're going to take business owners and the citizens that are along on a behind-the-scenes tour. That's it, tour. My mimosa's getting to me. So behind-the-scenes tour of Gulfstream Park. They're going to be able to go into the announcer's booth and see the announcer working. It's going to be a really, really fun trip. We've got a VIP tent. We've got our own dining room. It is really exciting. And the Sire Series is something that's been going on for quite a while, and that's why I've got Brent here, because it started, like I said, a long time ago, and it started out as the Florida Stallion Stakes. So I'm gonna let Brent talk about the history of it a little bit.
Well, the Florida Stallion Stakes was originally run over at Calder Racetrack. It started in 1981. It was the product of some discussions between some of the farm owners up here in Ocala and Kenny Noe, who was the president of Calder Racecourse at the time, where we wanted an opportunity to showcase these Florida stallions who were doing well across the country, but there wasn't a restricted stakes program that allowed them to compete against each other. And over the years, it's been a phenomenal success. While it was being run at Calder, there's been horses like Breeders' Cup winners, Precisionist and Awesome Feather have win this race. Champions, wonderful race horses like Jackson Bend, and during that time, it has kind of matured and went through a series of changes. Most recently, when Gulfstream Park made a deal to take over the entire racing season in South Florida, the race moved over to Gulfstream Park, and now it's called Florida Sire Stakes. But it's basically the same concept.
And it's not just one race; it's a series of races, correct?
Yeah, it starts with a filly and colt race that was run in early August.
And how much is the purse on that one?
The purse on that race was $150,000 for each division. Then they came back at the first week of September, and we had the second series, which is a little longer distance, and it had a $250,000 purse on each race. And now the races tomorrow each have a $350,000 purse. The races themselves are named after famous Florida-bred racehorses such as Desert Vixen and Smile and In Reality, Dr. Bager, some of the best racehorses in the world during their time.
And the interesting thing here is one of the really original big horse farms, Lassiter Farm, which Brett and I actually started working on as grooms in 1976. Dan Lassiter was one of the gentlemen that first came up with this idea.
I happen to be fortunate enough to be sitting in a room today that he called Kenny No. And he told Kenny, he says, hey, he says, I want to have a race for the produce of my stallions. He says, I want to call it the Lassiter Farm Stallion Stakes. And Kenny said, Dan, we can't do that. The next thing you know, we'd be having a Ocala Stud Stallion Stakes and a Tartan Farm Stallion Stakes. We can't do that. And so Lassiter says, well, just let them all run in my race. We'll just run against each other. He says, I think we can beat them anyways. That's where the theory for this whole thing came.
So then it's a process you have to go to. If you're a stallion owner, you have to nominate your stallion for these races, and then when your foals are born, you have to nominate them and pay a fee for them to be able to run in this race. You have to be Florida sired and be born in Florida to be able to run in this race.
Oh, wow.
So you can't be buy a Florida sire born in Pennsylvania or California or somewhere. You actually have to be foaled in Florida.
Sounds like the bus ride is not only fun. It sounds like you would learn a lot if you didn't know anything. You'd come back knowing a lot more.
Well, the whole theory behind this is this whole process is that up here in Marion County, we're blessed to have these horse farms and have the industry centered up here, the breeding industry. And as time has gone on, we've developed this wonderful industry, and during the same period, all of our racing is taking place 300 miles away.
Right, yeah.
Bus trip kind of draws the two together and makes the maybe brings Miami a little closer to Ocala for a day.
So how often do you guys do this trip?
I'm sorry?
How often do you take this bus trip?
Well, we're taking more and more we've kind of started out like a lot of things, with this new outreach program in the community, try and reconnect the horse industry, different breeds and disciplines. We're just doing more and more. So, we could have done one of these for all three legs if we get, enough businesses that are wanting to go. We did it on this one because it's the final leg, the largest purse. It's going to be a really, really special day. We're spending the night tonight. So one of the hotels is right on the beach. And,
wow, sounds like fun.
We'll have a cocktail party tonight down at Gulfstream, and then tomorrow, like I said, we have our own dining room and our own tent down by the track. A few of the lucky people will be able to go into the winner's circle and help present some trophies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
And then one thing, I think we need to load up here. They're waiting for us.
But one of the things I wanted to mention was our sponsor is BG Farms from here in Ocala, Bobby Genesis Farm. BG Equestrian Resort.
Yes.
And we have with us
Karina. Hi, I just wanted to say I'm so happy to be a part of this BG Equestrian Resort. I know this is our first annual bus trip like this one. So we're so excited to be here and this VIP tour. We're already having mimosas, so it's going to be a great time.
I think the excitement is making its way across the phone line, too, by the way.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Yeah, Karina doesn't have her mimosa in hand, but we're going to get her one. If she drank it, we're going to get her another one. And we just wanted to get it out there to businesses. If you want to call FTBOA or and get in touch with us, and Barbara and Mark can fill you in on all the phone numbers. This is the kind of thing that we're looking forward to businesses with, and be sure and reach out to us, and we'll get you connected.
All right. So are you guys heading out now? It sounds
heading out now, and we will
now.
check us on Facebook. We're going to be posting pictures this weekend.
All right. I feel left out. Do you guys feel left out?
That's okay. They're ready to go.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys be careful. Have fun.
All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. Wow. They are. Boy, that does sound like fun, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, let's take our break a little tiny bit early, and then we'll come
fine.
back, all right?
Sounds good.
Boy, they are excited.
They are excited to go.
I can tell. All right, we'll take a little break, and we'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny and very warm today with a shower and thunderstorm around this afternoon, the high 86 to 90. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight with a shower or thunderstorm around those 70 to 74. For tomorrow, variable cloudiness and not as warm with a shower or thunderstorm through the early afternoon hours, the high 81 to 85. For Sunday, mostly sunny and comfortable, highs in the 70s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Insurance, payroll, taxes, workers' comp? How am I expected to keep up with this?
APB.
Very funny.
No, APB is American Payroll and Benefits with over 30 years experience. Count on APB to save real time and money on workers' comp and payroll costs, filing taxes, all that frustrating and time-consuming employee paperwork.
Thanks, tall, dark, and smart.
Call APB today at 352-624-1999. Welcome to Infinite Natural Day Spa. We offer massage, facial, waxing, and hydrotherapy with body scrub. Infinite Natural Day Spa will bring you to an unparalleled all-natural experience of beautification, peace, and comfort that is uniquely yours. We hope to transport you to a place where you can truly appreciate a newly found state of relaxation.
Southeast AgNet invites you to listen to our daily agricultural news on WOCA. Florida Ag News airs at 10:02 a.m., Farm and Ranch headlines at 11:02, and This Land of Ours at 12:02 p.m. And for more information about a story you may have heard on Southeast AgNet, or if you missed a report, visit our website at southeastagnet.com. Keep up with the latest in agricultural news every Monday through Friday right here on WOCA and on southeastagnet.com. Southeast AgNet, serving agriculture across the deep Southeast.
Did you know that Marion County is known as the horse capital of the world? Did you know that Florida is one of the top thoroughbred horse markets in North America? Thoroughbred horses annually contribute $1 billion to the Sunshine State's economy and employ over 12,000 people, more than even baseball spring training. To learn more about the horse capital of the world or to join the membership of the FTBOA, the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders and Owners Association, please check out ftboa.com.
All right, 14 minutes now before 10 o'clock. Let's rejoin Horse Sense, and Mark Shuffert and Barbara Feitos are in here feeling left out because everybody else is going down for the races and the fun and what was that drink called they had?
Mimosas.
A mimosa.
They're having mimosas.
I don't even know what a mimosa is.
Orange juice and
sounds like I'm stuttering.
Orange juice and champagne.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, it's orange juice for breakfast.
Orange juice for breakfast, yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Put a little shot of champagne in there. Yeah.
So I'm going to have to check out the Facebook page. I was like living vicariously anyway. It's kind of how I live.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that sounds like fun.
But yeah, we're not on the bus, but it was really good that we could introduce this concept through the radio and whatnot, and have people get an idea of what that experience is like. And as I said, FTBOA has been the coordinator of that, and they rely obviously on the generosity of their sponsors. And the premier sponsor for this particular trip to Gulfstream is BG Equestrian Resort, Bobby Genovese and his team, and that makes all of this possible. And it's quite frankly, it's extraordinarily affordable. FTBOA members and guests only pay $50.
Wow.
Now, they're responsible, obviously, for their own hotel accommodations when they get there and things like that. But as far as the admissions and the bus ride itself, and that's extraordinarily affordable. Even non-members that are not affiliated at all pay $75. So for what you're getting, for the experience that you're getting, it's an extraordinary value. And I think that's something that we really want to emphasize and promote, because it's a really, really unique opportunity to really engage and see what is the outcomes of having all of these beautiful thoroughbreds raised and bred here. And as Brent said, this is for Florida horses, and that's one of the criteria for qualifying and racing at Gulfstream for these sire stakes. So it's kind of a heritage kind of thing that's building, a kind of legacy thing that's building for our Florida horse community. So that's a really, really positive thing. And I know Tammy is was their host on the bus, Tammy Gant from FTBOA, and
she's
a wealth of knowledge
stuff,
and information, and they're going to be challenged very happily with all kinds of trivia games and things like that. So she would not tip her hand in advance because there's a lot of surprise things in store for them on the bus ride down. So I think they're going to have an extraordinary experience, and we look forward to seeing all of the Facebook postings and whatnot, because it's a really, really good experience, and we'll make sure we broadcast the follow up on that, in the weeks to come, for Horse Sense. So yeah.
I went to an event down in Orlando, and I met a lady there who is a therapeutic horse trainer or something like that. And I thought for sure she was going to say she was from Ocala, but the therapeutic riding thing that she does is in Newport Richey. So the question I have, based on that fact, is this: while we consider Marion County the horse capital of the world, is the rest of the state just as much of a vibrant horse community, or is it kind of centered here?
It's centered. It's centered here, but I think it's a little bit of both, because obviously you have the racing in South Florida, and you have Wellington down in South Florida, which is another big equestrian area down there. So all of the industries that are horse related or equine related would tend to congregate around areas and clusters where there's land, number one, or where there are events. Newport Richey happens to be near Wellington, I believe, so that's why you see some of that. And there are shows that are held down there that people in the industry here participate in as well. So there's that sharing of those commonalities in terms of where the main hubs are, and then the support industries for equine come up around those main hubs.
Is it for the same reasons, because of the soil?
The question that you asked about the amount of horses in the state and around, and Barbara's answers are all correct, and there's horses all over. When the survey was done, there was nearly 500,000 horses in the state. Okay, so they did the survey that got us the moniker Ocala, horse capital of the world.
Okay.
That's not an advertising slogan like it is in other parts of the country and our neighbors up north. Right. It sounds cute. Right. But what we have backing us up is fact. And the fact is there's more horses in Marion County than any other county in the United States. Period.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Period. Oh, that's one I
got to remember. I got to remember that one. Okay.
There's not some scheme or somebody sitting in a marketing room going, "Oh, we raise horses, so we want to be horse capital, and it sounds nice, and we'll put it on the water tank when you come into town."
Is it on the water tank?
Thing. In other parts of the world, yes. In other parts
I see. I see. In Kentucky, it says it on the water tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and that other place that has thoroughbreds. And they have thoroughbreds, huh?
Is that a fighting?
Oh, it's a friendly feud.
Okay.
And has been for years.
Okay.
I want to tell them up there that's like, hey, if you want to be thoroughbred capital, fine, be thoroughbred capital. But we're horse capital, and our horse capital is built on the back of the thoroughbred industry. Now, if there's 500,000 horses in the state, roughly, and we've got 50,000 roughly,
right,
then we've got 10% of the population that live here.
Sure,
and that gets back to your original question. It's like, well, is it all here? It's like, no, it's not anywhere near 500,000 horses here.
Okay.
But in addition to what Barbara said, there's people all over the state from Mobile or from Pensacola all the way through to Key West that have horses for, they're not on a big production farm or whatever. I mean, there's people that have horses that enjoy them. They have them for pleasure. They have them for show. So we have horses all over the state. And then we have concentrated areas that a lot of those have to do with winter show circuits. What better place to come than to Florida in the wintertime to show your horse?
Yeah, really.
I mean, we've got great riding weather all year long. Summertime, you need to do it early in the morning, but it's still great riding weather all year long. And so we still have those people that come from, well, you go out, drive around. What all the license plates say?
Michigan.
Michigan, Canada, New York, New Jersey.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, places that are just,
Right.
Do you know anybody that retires in like Jersey? Like, that's my dream. It's like I'm going to retire in Jersey.
I'm from Jersey. Watch it.
Okay,
but you're here.
Okay, Barbara.
But I'm here.
Yeah, I was going to say, but you're here.
I'm here.
And have been quite plugged into our community. And can you tell me, being from Jersey, is there retirement villages there like there are here?
Another friendly feud here.
People move into Jersey to retire, do they?
Not necessarily, no.
They do from Toronto. They come down from Toronto.
Yeah.
That's the deep south. If you're from Toronto.
Oh, okay. So that's
South Jersey is the deep
south. That's why they call it South Jersey for those people.
South Jersey would be more amenable, with the beaches and whatnot, as far as people that are from the Northeast that may retire down to the beaches.
For their few days of summer, they can go and enjoy the beach.
Going back to the bus ride, boy, it does sound exciting. And how often is that? I didn't quite understand how often that bus ride takes place, or is it not scheduled? It's just
it's not scheduled. It's
okay.
Sporadic. What is this? Since we've kind of been doing this, Barbara, this is what, the third trip I think they've made.
Have you guys gone at all?
I have not had a chance to go yet. I wanted to go.
I am. That's on my bucket list to schedule. So,
but it's the same.
Sound fun, yeah.
It's the same thing, just like everything else I'm done. They always got to leave somebody back at the house to feed the animals. Take care. Somebody's got to mow and weed eat, make sure the horses get
Suzanne
fed
on the
and all
bus?
that kind of stuff. No, she's here.
Oh, okay,
I was speaking figuratively, but it's anyway. So Barbara and I are here holding down the fort.
Exactly.
So you got to leave somebody responsible at home to take care of stuff.
Right.
And other people get to go and have fun. So
yeah, it does sound like fun. Even gosh, if you just live here and you've wondered about the horses, and that's it. It'd be a wonderful opportunity.
It'd be a wonderful opportunity. And as Crystal mentioned, the diversity of the people that are going, from all walks of life, not just people from the equine industry, but even people from the equine industry go down, because some of them don't have, again, working people on farms and whatnot that don't necessarily have the opportunity, but would take the opportunity for something like this and make the schedules work so that they can take advantage of it. But again, the diversity of the business community, and that's the outreach. They make special, they've got a special discounted price, for example, for members of the Chamber and Economic Partnership who partner with FTBOA, so that their members can get a discounted rate as well as FTBOA members. So again, to make that connection, to make that link, to make it open to the business community. And you heard the diversity of the types of businesses that are represented on that trip. So and we see that when we do our education seminars and whatnot, that outreach to the business community who want to learn, not only for their own, because they live here and want to know more, but again, it makes good business and economic sense to have that knowledge and information and how you can plug in as a business owner.
Somebody asked me something, and I have no idea, so this is the perfect time to ask, because it has to do with horse riding in Silver Spring State Park. Tomorrow they're offering, I guess for the first time, rental bicycles.
Okay.
And and now that the two parks have combined, it's 5,000 acres.
Correct.
Is there any plans for a horse trail thing there?
Go ahead, Barbara. I mean, there are some trails in the park already. And they have very nice parking areas.
Right.
There's one just a mile or two, maybe a little further than that, but it's really just a mile or two east of the main entrance of Silver Springs Park.
Okay, so the Silver River
40.
entrance? On 40.
Yeah, if you're going east on 40, past the main Silver Springs Park entrance, and you go another mile or two in the area just before you get to 326.
Okay.
There's an entrance there, and I say that's new. It's been there 2 or 3 years, but it's one of the newer trailheads.
Yeah.
It's an honor system kind of thing. So you pull in there with your horse and trailer up to the gate. There's a box where has instructions of leave your cash here and take one of these little parking passes and put it on your truck. Go back here and park. There's plenty of nice parking back there, and then there's several miles of trail to ride your horse back there on that side of the river. It doesn't quite go down. I've not been on that trail yet. I want to go. I don't think it goes quite down to the river. It gets close.
Gets close.
But yeah, there's
wow.
So
the answer, it's not something in the future; it's already there.
Yeah, it's all about the connectivity. The Florida greenways and all of those trailheads and whatnot. The whole idea was to make those connections so that people could go as far as they wanted to, or just do segments of it. Of course, the acquisition of the Avatar property in Indian Prairie.
Yes, I think that.
Prairie.
Yes.
That is run by the U.S. Forestry Service, but the acquisition of that 4,000 acres from the Florida Forever Funds a number of years ago, and Marion County participated in that acquisition as well. That opened up a whole series of trails, and the long-range plan for that is all of that connectivity, because that property connects to the Silver River State Park, and so you get that connectivity, and that's what's happening now. And I think that the trailhead that Mark referenced is part of that Avatar property, so it's there, or it's adjacent to it. Maybe
it's adjacent to it. It's on, I think that's on Barge Canal property. But anyway, Larry, are you getting an idea of why we're horse capital of the world? We don't just have just have thoroughbreds here. We've got trails and all kinds of breeds, and the best of many breeds, and lots of ways to enjoy horses in Marion County. That's what makes us horse capital of the world.
Yeah, I love this show. I'm glad you guys started to do this, and it's just very exciting, everything we hear about. Well, thank you both, Barbara and Mark. And go to the Facebook page. That's something we always want to encourage people.
Facebook page. Check us out at Horse Sense Ocala.
Horse Sense
Ocala. And upcoming event, Horse Sense 3, Wednesday, October 15th, 5 to 7 p.m. Ocala Breeder Sale ITW. So make sure you get there.
All right. Mark and Barbara, thank you.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.
See you next week.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny and very warm today with a shower and thunderstorm around this afternoon.